Hello, my name is Chloe. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing to you my 500 subscriber Q&A. So quite frankly, I'm still a little bit shocked that I hit 500 subscribers, but in the time that it took for me to upload the announcement video, to ask for questions, to get people to respond, I'm now on 715 subscribers. So it's really changed. I'm going to change the camera angle because I keep looking over here. Okay, so hopefully that's going to be better. Please do ignore me if I'm not looking in the right place. But yeah, so I did say I might do this as a drunk live show. Instead, I've got a cup of tea and I'm going to pre-film it because knowing me, I'll say something embarrassing. I am very grateful for everybody who sent in questions. There were some really good ones. I had like 100 responses by the end of this, so I was really happy with that, seeing as I didn't push the video that much. I am so happy with my channel growth lately, and I am really excited to be able to do a 500 subscriber Q&A. I'm on about, as I said, I'm on about 715 subscribers now, so 750 is that next big point for me that I'm really excited for, and who knows, maybe I will be inching closer to 1,000, can you imagine, by the end of the year. So it was only my goal to hit 500 subscribers by December, and I didn't think that was manageable, so I can't really believe this. So what I've done with the questions is gone down and broken them into different sections. Facts about me, booktube and videos. I'm gonna have to look at my notes, so I apologise. Books, writing, very small section. Britney and Cole has its own section. TV and film, food and drink, and a couple other random ones. So I have written up my questions. My printer decided not to work this morning and I'm filming from my phone, so didn't really have many other options. I will announce the giveaway winner at the end. You can just skip all the way to the end if that's all you came for, but you can do that. It will be in the description as well, and they will have been informed. But if you were excited, that will be at the end. So I guess just let's get stuck into the questions. Starting with general facts about me. When is your birthday? It's the 28th of January. What I was going to do was put everyone's questions, like edit them in, but that would take far too long, so apologies. I'm not going to say who each of these questions is from, but you know, if it's your question, it got here. So yeah, when is your birthday? Is 28th of January. What is your favourite colour? I'm gonna go right now with like a mustard yellow. My favourite colour changes all the time. Right now it's mustard yellow or like this dusty pink colour. Next question is, what do you do for work? I am an accountant. Let's skip over that. The most exciting job of all. Next question though, linked to that, what would your ideal job be? So I can see myself teaching at the end of, like, sort of be a qualified accountant, maybe do that for a little bit, and then I really want to go into teaching eventually. It's something I've always wanted to do, and I don't know why I didn't do it sooner. Now I feel like I've got to commit to the accountant thing, and if I want to teach accountancy, I need to be in the field for a little bit longer. So maybe that would, ideal job would be some sort of accountancy, like lecturer? I don't know. Next one is, whereabouts in the UK are you? So I'm in the West Midlands, let's say about 45 minutes south of Birmingham. If you really want to be a stalker, I make it kind of clear in vlogs and stuff where I live. I'm not really too bothered about hiding it, seeing as there are 500,000 people in my town, so you're not going to find me, I hope. But yeah, West Midlands in England. Where in the world would you love to live? Well, that is an interesting question. Let's say all other things, let's just ignore life. I would love to live, I'm not even going to say the name because Britney, I will get on to more things about Britney and Cole and everything. They're a little bit more private than I am, just on places they live, because smaller towns, more of them, I don't know. I would love to live in small town Illinois. Moving on. Favourite animal are, I always called them bonobo chimps. Are they bonobo chimps? They are, give me 1 second. They are the chimps with the little bald patch at the front. This is from Twycross Zoo. I recently bought my annual membership to Twycross Zoo. So if you're bothered about my actual favourite animal, it is a chimp called Garnet who lives in the chimpanzee house of Twycross Zoo. Animal you'd love to have as a pet. So this question said like wild, domestic, mythical, anything. So I would love to say chimpanzee, but I have listened, it's a really weird thing to have stuck in my head. I've listened to they're all 911 calls I listen to. I haven't heard any videos of 999 calls, which is England. So 911 being America. And there is a very, very intense one of a woman's pet chimp eating the brain of her friend. So I don't really want that. I also think chimpanzees need to be left in the wild. Obviously, my favourite one in the zoo. I'm not going to get into our zoo's ethical, but yeah, wild animals should be left in the wild. I'm not going to have a chimpanzee as a pet. I would love one, but that's not the point. So animal I like to have as a pet, I just love a dog. I've never been allowed one. So right now the only pet I have is a hamster. His name is Bruce. I'll stick a photo on because he is my boy. I can't believe I just said that. So I was never allowed a dog as a kid. At the start I was terrified of dogs. Then my sister was terrified of dogs. So that didn't happen. And then we just haven't been allowed as we've been older. I have suggested just bringing one home. I don't think that would go down very well. I did try and get a dog when I lived alone. It didn't work out. So no dog for me. I would just love a dog. And leading on from that, favourite dog breed, even though it's quite stereotypical and I know they have a lot of problems, I've got to say a pug. Like, they are just the cutest things in the world and I would kill for a pug. Any siblings, as I just said, I think the question was any siblings other than your sister, but there were no questions saying, do you have any siblings? So I have a sister. Her name is Hannah. She is 19, nearly 20. Don't think you need more. Biggest fear is snakes. Don't need to expand on that. They're terrifying. Favourite smell? I think I need another prop. Okay, so favourite smell, buttered popcorn. I got this candle from HomeSense and oh my God. So mine and Cole's technical first, it wasn't really a first date, but what I'm classing in my head is our first date. We went to the cinema. He bought me popcorn. I'd never been to an American cinema. They put butter on popcorn. Mind blown. So I found a candle of the exact smell and that's my favourite smell. And final question in facts about me. What do you like most about yourself? I really don't know what to say for this. I'm quite a, what's the word? Not pessimist. I don't like see good things in myself. I see them in others quite a lot, but not myself. Favourite thing about me, maybe just my brain. Like, I'm quite, God, it sounds arrogant. I'm quite intelligent. You know, I've got my degree. I'm an accountant. I'm kind of intelligent. I don't know. Maybe that's my favourite thing about me. Okay, so now we're on to Booktube and video questions. The first two questions that were very, very similar. My favourite Booktube memory or my best moment on Booktube. That has to be, without a doubt, meeting Britney in real life. Like, it was absolutely insane. I still cry thinking about it. So if you have no idea what I'm on about, if you're a relatively new subscriber, my best friend lives in Illinois. She is about 4,000 miles away from me and I am dating her brother. So that brings us full circle if you don't know anything. So last October, I actually got on a plane to go and meet Britney, and stepping out of arrivals to see her face is genuinely one of the best things that's happened like in my life. So that was brought on because of Booktube. She has a channel and we met through her having that channel. And so I'm not sure exactly where I got to because my dad decided that would be a perfect time to call me to ask how I am. Yeah, so favourite thing, Britney has a channel. She reached out to me when I started my channel. And I don't know what I'd do without her and Cole and her entire family. So that was brought on through Booktube and I'm so grateful for it. The next question is the worst thing about Booktube, and that has to be the drama. Like, I was directly involved with a tiny amount of drama that luckily wasn't too bad. And I think a lot of people don't know it was even about me in the first place. But I think it's very, very disheartening when adults on the internet turn into teenagers. Like, we're all past the age of like indirect tweets and statuses. So that's the worst thing about Booktube. Video I loved filming the most. this is a toss-up between Booktube Boyfriend Tag or my February 2020 TBR. Both those were videos Cole got involved in, and it really just warmed my heart because when he was here, he really motivated me to try and still film videos when he was here, because obviously I just want to spend every minute of the day with him, which I'm glad I did most days, seeing as I haven't seen him since then. But yeah, it was just really important to me that he wanted to be involved, and he was happy putting his face on the internet talking about books. So he has done videos with Britney before. I've never done that, so I was a bit nervous with him around. But my favourite thing to do if I'm sad is just go and see him choosing books for me to read. My brain's weird. What video did you like filming the least? Probably as a whole, I don't love filming wrap-ups. I like sharing my statistics at the end of the month and everything I've read, but I'm not very good at them because I don't retain information that well. So if I've read 20 books, I don't remember anything about those books. I know Victoria from what Victoria read, that's why she does vlog style wrap-ups, but I vlog quite a lot anyway, so I don't think I'd want to do that. I do like putting vlogs up on my channel. I love interacting with people after a vlog, but I'm not particularly fond of my wrap-ups overall. Video you are most proud of? Maybe this one? I know it's not going to be great. I'm sat here having a cup of tea on a day off work, but it's to commemorate such a big milestone for me. I didn't think 500 subscribers was going to happen. I've been around on Booktube 2 years. I didn't see it happening, but the fact that I felt comfortable enough to say I'm going to do a giveaway and a QA and Q&A and ask me questions, then I'm kind of proud. The next question was, what do I edit my videos on? I use Shotcut on my I get told off for not pronouncing my T's. Shotcut on my laptop, which is a free software. It does everything that I feel like I need to do. It's not the most sophisticated, but it works. And then I guess related question, my thumbnails, I just use Canva, which again is free. They give you templates. I don't mess around with much. I am not the most technical person on creative stuff. Give me a spreadsheet, I'm all over it, but creative stuff I do struggle with a little bit. So I do my best and I just use free software. So the next couple of questions I've combined. Do you have any tips for new creators, and do you have tips for growing your channel successfully? I find this really hard to answer because I don't feel successful, and I don't want to say that I'm successful. There are a lot more people more qualified to answer these questions than me. But my tips, obviously, don't follow these if you don't want to, but my number one thing for my growth recently is I'm taking part in Becca's Bookathon, and I happened to put up a TBR video pretty much as soon as TBR started coming out. That got picked up onto a playlist, and that video now has 3,500 views, which is where I'm assuming a lot of my new subscribers have come from. So doing big readathons does help, especially if you put a TBR out. If you don't want to do the readathons, don't do them, but that has worked for me. The other thing would be posting regular videos. So I was doing 2 videos a week, mostly regularly. And then I've been lucky enough to have the time lately to do 3 videos a week. So I do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday on most weeks. And I feel like just having that regular content, even if I'm not getting many views on each video, just my face keeping popping up in people's subscriptions tab, helps. I don't know. Those are my tips. So post regularly and do the popular stuff. But if you don't want to post regularly or do the popular stuff, then that's just what's worked for me. And then Chloe from Books and Psychology, I know this one was her, she said, how does it feel to be so incredible and successful? So just thank you, and not answering it because I'm not incredible and successful, but I do appreciate it. Another question was, do you have plans to create your own readathon? And no, I don't. I haven't thought about it. I am enjoying right now, I've started up my book club with Britney, Sisters Approximately, so please do look into that if you're not part of it, if you're not following the books we're reading. So I am absolutely loving doing that, and I think it wouldn't be fair to myself or Britney for me to then take on a readathon as well. That's quite a lot of work. So I'm happy. I'm settling into a new job soon. I've got my own book club. I read quite a lot anyway. I don't want to add stress. Another one is, will you be doing Vlogmas? And I don't know. So this is all dependent on the US travel ban. I don't know too much about Vlogmas. I've never done it, but I'm assuming there's a lot of vlogging involved. If the US travel ban is lifted, even for long distance couples, which there is a hashtag going around called Love is Not Tourism. It's a great movement. I'm really excited to be part of it. So we're trying to get, I say we, it's the movement is trying to get an exemption on the US travel ban for people in long distance relationships to be able to get across the border. At the moment, you can get in if you're married. Me and Cole are not married. I don't think he'd be keen. But yeah, so if I get to America, then no, I will not be doing Vlogmas. I'm going to be vlogging the whole time I'm there. He is going to get so bored of the camera. He's going to hate it. But yeah, so if I get there, no, I won't be doing Vlogmas. If there's no chance of me getting there, which is looking more likely, then maybe I will do Vlogmas just to keep myself occupied, keep myself busy and motivated in what's going to be quite an upsetting month if I don't get there. So that's my answer to that. And the last Booktube related question is, what made you think of using your TBR tortoise? So I will grab him. So this is Terence, my TBR tortoise. I use him on and off for picking books. He has pretty much all of my unread books inside. So the reason I started using this, I saw a lot of people using TBR jars and I thought it was interesting. I thought it was a good idea. And this I had lying about. It is Cath Kidston, which if you don't know is just like a popular, pretty sure just English really designer. My glasses are Cath Kidston. I love Cath Kidston stuff. So I bought the tortoise anyway. And I decided to use it as TBR jar because I didn't know what else to use it for. In terms of using it to choose my books, like when I decide to do that, it's normally if I have absolutely no idea what I want to read, or if a readathon prompt gives me pick a random book, or if I'm not doing a readathon and I haven't promised to read many other books, I will use him in TBR videos. Now, the strictly book related questions, which might take some time. The first one, what fictional character are you most like? And this is so unoriginal, but I can't think of a better one. I've got to go with Hermione from the Harry Potter series. I am very studious. I love school. I've always loved school. I'm going to be going back to college as part of my work, and I'm so excited to do that, even though there's exams involved. I get stressed at little things. So when she says we could have been killed or worse, expelled, being expelled, oh my God, like even the idea I'd rather die. So I am definitely most like Hermione. I can't think of a better character. If you have one, please drop it in the comments. The next one, what fictional world would you like to live in? For me, there can't be another answer except Twilight. I would love to live in Forks with the vampires. I don't think I need more information than that because I know I'm mentioning this again in a minute. So if you could bring one fictional character to life, who would it be? So we're back to Twilight. And no, this isn't a romance one. I would bring Alice Cullen to life. Can you imagine what a good best friend she would be? She would be great, assuming she'd want to be my best friend. And again, related to this, if you could meet any character, who? So I'm going to pick a different one. I know there's a sort of related questions. I'm going to go for Edward. I would love to meet Edward Cullen. Sorry, Cole. Let's just presume that Edward Cullen would also really be into me. It's there. Love to meet him. The next question, which I loved, by the way, if you could slap any character in the face with a wet fish, who? I would go for Evie from The Diviners. So that was one of mine and Britney's book club picks. My voice is going downhill and we're not even halfway through. Yeah, I want to slap her in the face. She was just an idiot, and you can see more of my thoughts in that live show because I'm not going back into them again. So next is a book you'd recommend to everyone, and then I've combined that with another question, which was a book that will be a must read for your kids, well, my kids. So Cole's a caveman and will not be promoting our kids to read, but I will be. And the book I'm going to force on them, is Wonder by R.J. Palacio. This is such a powerful book. I definitely think so. It really made me cry. Wonder in a nutshell is about accepting kids with differences, with disabilities, particularly obvious physical facial differences, and just not treating them any different and learning that they are just like everybody else. This was so powerful. I loved it. and I would love everyone to read this, and I would love everyone to get their kids to read it. A book that made me cry loads. Why all of these books had to be at the bottom of piles, I do not know. A book that's made me cry loads is 5 Feet Apart by Rachel Lippincott. So I've now read this twice. I want to say 3 times, so I'm going to stick with twice. And it is about Stella, who has cystic fibrosis, and she meets a guy called Will, who also has cystic fibrosis, and they are told to prevent giving each other harmful bacteria, they need to stay 6 feet apart. It's all very, very true to current events, apart from the fact that we don't have cystic fibrosis, but 6 feet apart is suggested. So yeah, this is it's a love story with teenage tragedy and makes me sob. The most recent book that made me cry though, which is the next question, is The One by Maria Ralph. So this was just a chilled chick lit about a woman who she's getting married, and it says the one before the one. So she's decided that this new guy is the one she wants to marry, and the guy she thought was the one before that turns up again. And yeah, made me cry. I'm not going to go more into it. Next is what book made you start reading? I'm not sure of the exact book, but I read as a child, I read Kathy Cassidy. Absolutely loved. The one that stands out to me that I loved was Ginger Snaps, so I would love to get my hands on that again to see what all that fuss was about. And then I also really loved Jacqueline Wilson. Again, ones that stand out. My Sister Jodie, I remember loving The Bed and Breakfast Star. Just English classics. And then a really good question, which I think was Rebecca Reed's. Did you read as a child and continue, or read as a child, fall back a little, and recently fall back into it? So I guess the second option, I had many years of not really reading. There's never been a year of my life where I haven't read a book, let's say. I have always had my head in a book. Like, there are photos of me on holiday with like the book in front of my face at like 12 years old. So definitely have always read, but at the volume I do now, obviously like it's built up a little as an adult. And I probably started reading this much from the age of like 18, maybe 19. So the past at least 3 years I've read at this volume. But I've always loved reading. There's just definitely been years as a teenager where I didn't think it was as important. Next question, paperbacks or hardbacks? This is like asking me my favourite child, even though I don't have kids. And my opinion changes a lot. Right now, for what looks best on display and what is easiest to read, I'm going to go with hardbacks. Favourite 3 books of 2020 so far? Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. Right, this is not going to be accurate because I haven't pre-planned the questions. I'm going to go, so Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer, Beyond a Darkened Shore by Jessica Leake, which I actually am going to finish today. I'm loving it. So actually the ending could be awful, but let's stick with it. And I'm going to go with Do Not Disturb by A.R. Tor. Love that. I've definitely forgot ones from earlier in the year, but that's what I'm going to stick with for now. 3 books I want to delete from my memory. My most hated book of all time is Taming the Beast by Emily Maguire. Not going to go into it too much. This is about a teacher-student relationship, and although I am fully up for books like that where it's addressed that it's wrong, but it's like romanticized, I can deal with that internally and know that it's still wrong and read it and have a good time. This book was just genuinely disgusting, so we're going to leave it at that. I recently read The Outcrowd by Michael Kirby, which I got as a NetGalley ARC, and it was definitely one of the worst things I've ever read. I'm not going to tag the author or anything in this. I do feel bad saying that, but it was really pants. I can't think of another one off the top of my head, and I'm not going to waste more time. I'm going to carry on because I've still got loads and loads of questions. Favourite book you've read because of Booktube? Probably A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer, or Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. A book you love so much you'll happily read again and again. Not to be a cliche, The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I'm never not going to love that book. Or Glass Houses by Rachel Kane, and by that the whole of the Morganville Vampire series, Glass Houses being the first one. Just absolutely love it. Favourite classic book is definitely The Woman in Black by Susan Hill. Read it for school, GCSE. Absolutely loved it. Loved the film. Was going to go see a theatre production of it before Corona. Didn't happen, but definitely my favourite. Next one is, do you enjoy audiobooks? I actually don't anymore. So a lot of my reading about this time last year was audiobooks because I realised I could listen to them and work. Now I just can't. So I've really got into podcasts. I listen to a lot of true crime and I found I can listen to that, have a good time and work at the same time. But I don't have the concentration anymore to listen to audiobooks, especially when I listen to them on like double speed. I can understand what they're saying, but I don't retain any of the information. So I just don't feel capable of listening to them and knowing what's going on. So yeah, no, I don't like audiobooks. Favourite or least favourite tropes? I won't go into too much detail. Favourite tropes, I love a forbidden romance and I love a hate to love. Least favourite is the girl who didn't know she was pretty until she was pretty, mainly because she normally gets rid of her glasses and that's that sorted, so we'll move on from that. Next, I've combined two questions because there was an obvious answer to both for me. An author you'd love to meet, or if an author was going to write you into a book, who would get the job? Jen Bennett, hands down, such a lovely woman. Her books are amazing. I've interacted with her on Twitter a couple of times and she's always been lovely. Just think she's great. Next, my favourite book to film adaptation. I'm going to go with Vampire Academy. I think the characters were perfectly cast, especially Dimitri. That's all I'll say. Book you want to be adapted. I'm going to go for City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare because I loved the movie City of Bones. A lot of people didn't. I absolutely loved it and I hate they didn't carry on. The next one, do you love horror books? If so, by who? So I said my favourite classic is The Woman in Black, which is definitely a horror. Apart from that, I don't really read horror, but I've been reading a lot of stuff and been complaining it's not gruesome or scary enough, so maybe I should read horror. Things that are jumping out are Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo and The Diviners by Libba Bray. There was some disgusting stuff in there and I was complaining it wasn't worse. Oh, My Sister the Serial Killer. I wanted more disgustingness, so maybe I would like horror. Okay, so that was the big chunk of questions done. We have quite a few more though. There's a couple on writing. One of them was, do you write as well as read? No, I don't. The most writing I do is in my journal, so no. But another question, are there chances of you ever writing? Are there any chances of you ever writing a book? I thought about it, especially I had a whole romance planned on mine and Cole's relationship, which I will come on to. I had it all planned. I've still got like notes that I'm not going to delete in case I decide to do it again. But I just don't really feel capable of writing a book. I don't think I'm creative enough. I'm not that good at writing, really. So the next set of questions, I've made a Britney and Cole section of the questions, starting off with, how did you and your boyfriend meet and how do you cope with long distance? So this is a really big question and I could probably make a whole video on it. I'm not going to just yet anyway, but I could talk about it in the future. So as I've said, me and Cole met through me meeting Britney through Booktube. I flew out to America to meet Britney and I met Cole because of that. So he's her little brother. He is my age. Every time I say little brother, I forget to mention that Britney is slightly older than me. Yeah, so he is my age. We met in person then. We just hung out a little bit, went for breakfast, went to the cinema, went to a haunted trail. And yeah, that relationship formed from that. How do we cope with the long distance? I think the main thing is communication. So we don't video call that often. We don't really need to. I probably would want to, but I'm not going to force it. But we do speak to each other every night, every morning. So I call him before I go to bed and he calls me before he goes to bed. So we get 2 long phone calls a day. They can be over an hour long, to be honest. We just talk about absolutely anything. And I just think it's really important to know what the other person is doing, because especially my mind goes crazy. I am just a very insecure person, so he has let me have his location on my phone, so I can say if he's not responding to me and I check his phone and he's at home, I know I can double text him and not be irritating. If I look and he's at his granddad's house, for example, I know he's probably doing something outside and helping out, so I don't bother him. So for me particularly and my relationship, just communication is key. We're so far away from each other that it's nice to know what the other person's doing. It's not like we don't trust each other, because we definitely do, but it's just nice to have that background knowledge that even if they aren't texting you, they are thinking about where you are and what you're doing. Another question, this was definitely Laura, it's do you think Britney should visit the UK? And she said she thinks so. I definitely think so too. Britney also thinks so, but getting her here would be the main issue. I would probably have to knock her out with sleeping pills and drag her around the airport in a suitcase. And then, yeah, it would work. I'm gonna do it one day. I think I'm gonna do it if I'm there and I fly from there to here. That would work. I would get her to England that way. It's gonna happen one day in the future. And then I separated Britney's questions into their own segment because, you know, they were great. Number one was, do you love me? Yes, Britney, I love you. Next one, is it hard being so adorable? No, it comes easily to me, but I'm obviously being sarcastic. If you don't know my personality, that probably came off as horrible. The next one, how's Bruce today? Bruce is doing fine. I actually haven't seen him today. He was doing fine last night when I last saw him running around. And the last one, when are you going to smuggle yourself onto a ship and come home to us? And I only read that question properly as I was writing these questions up. So I read when are you going to smuggle yourself on a ship and was just like, yeah, tomorrow, like as a sarcastic answer. And then I realised she put and come home to us, and like I could cry. She is the sweetest. TV and film, really quick questions. Favourite TV shows? The Vampire Diaries, the originals, Pretty Little Liars, Z Nation. The first couple seasons of The Walking Dead, I wouldn't push it. That might be it. I think I've covered all of the key ones for me. Favourite movies? I absolutely love the first two Narnia films, so Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe and Prince Caspian. Love it. What else do I love? I love the Purge movies, which is a really, really weird series to love. Absolutely love them. Really freak me out. Already mentioned The Woman in Black. Really, really like The Woman in Black. Oh, the kissing booth. How could I forget the kissing booth? That is iconic. Right, food and drink. Let's get these done. I'm ready to finish this. Favourite takeaway is Chinese food. To be more precise, right now I would kill for salt and pepper chips, a special chow mein, chicken satay, spare ribs, bit of seaweed. Was that a bit too precise? What is your favourite American food, in quotation marks? Favourite American food is pancakes and syrup from Cracker Barrel. This is from my bookshelf. I have the empty bottle of Cracker Barrel syrup. I do have a full one in my cupboard, but I use this one and I keep this as a memento of when Cole took me to Cracker Barrel. Favourite food to make? I can't cook pretty much at all. What I have perfected is mushroom egg fried rice. Quite good at that. Favourite drink is again American. It's A&W cream soda. If you don't like cream soda and you're English, try American cream soda. I have not found it anywhere in England at all. I found the root beer of their brand, have not found the cream soda. I would kill for it. Favourite chocolate, Galaxy. Americans, it's Dove, but Galaxy is better than Dove. Favourite dessert? I will eat any and all desserts, but for the sake of this video, let's go sticky toffee pudding, kind of like that. Weirdest thing you've eaten is definitely a tiny octopus. Not even over exaggerating. I went to an all-you-can-eat wok style Chinese in Spain, and they had this massive dish of seafood, and one of the things was an octopus about this big. Well, that looks way bigger. Not as big as my face. It was a very tiny octopus. Tasted lovely. And 3 more questions. These are just the other ones. So dream vacation. Right now, just put me on a plane to Chicago and I can go to Coles Town and just see everybody I love. But that is my actual dream right now. But if I could go anywhere in the world, I'd probably just want to go to like some Caribbean island and lie on the beach and read my book. Like, I'm happy with that. 5 places I want to visit. So one I can think of is at Universal Studios, which has the Harry Potter thing going on. Want to see that. I really, on a completely different end of the scale, I really want to go back to Auschwitz. I went as a school kid and I really want to appreciate it more. So I'd love to go back to Auschwitz. Me and Cole were actually talking about this morning. I really want to go and see the pyramids in Egypt. And so does he. So it's going to have to happen one day. I would really love to go to Paris, but like on a romantic holiday, which Cole has also agreed to. So if I can get him to Paris, that'd be fabulous. And then I really love, I don't know why I'm doing the fingers, but I'll just count to 5. I would really love to go back to Spain. I have family in Spain, and it's just such a gorgeous place, and I'd love to take Cole there. And the final question, do you have any hobbies that aren't bookish? If so, what are they? No, I don't. As I've said, I'm an accountant, I'm a boring person. Books are the fun part of my life, so I don't really have any more. One thing I can think that I do that probably isn't normal, I like going to motocross events. Mainly my dad used to do it as like my age, he probably stopped by my age. We have family friends that race, and my sister's boyfriend does too. So I've been for the past couple weekends watching racing on a Sunday. So I guess that's my only other hobby, is watching people on motocross bikes. So that is the end of the questions. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to everybody who sent in a question, and drum roll, but I'm not going to put the sound effect in. The winner of my giveaway is Chloe over at Books and Psychology. So thank you, Chloe. Thank you for your questions. I will be getting in touch to organise getting you a gift. That would have happened by the time you've seen this video, if you watch this video. So thank you. I hope you enjoy what you get. But on that note, I don't have any more business here apart from to thank every single one of the 500 and the 215 extra that have arrived since then. It's insane. Thank you so much to everybody who subscribed to my channel, and I hope I can continue to grow it in the future. So thank you for watching this video. I really do hope you enjoyed it. If you have any more questions for me, please put them in the comments and let's just have a chat. But that's it for now, so bye.